ends up in the basket on the other end from Johnson for LSU.
What I say to start the program, they thrive in transition, does LSU. You cannot have live ball turnovers. Throw the thing out of bounds if you have to.
McGill to Layla Reynolds. Reynolds has been playing some at the point to move McGill off the ball, but Reynolds 61 seconds into the game, and LSU's on top, 7-zip.
If there were any, loosen up that heavy gap defense that LSU's throwing at you.
LSU outstanding offensive team, and you can see sharing the ball well here early, but forcing a turnover is Florida. Here's Reynolds up to McGill. Knocked away on the drive by Dizeko. 13 to shoot here for the Gators. There's Kelly Ray Finley. What are some of the things that Florida needs?
The same on game day. It was a very, 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 very low percentage.
You're telling me there was a chance, though?
There was a chance, but it was a very low percentage.
You've got something sequiny and sparkly in your closet somewhere, Jimmy.
Same exact thing
Not
I wore
just your
yesterday.
Personality.
No, I wore this outfit yesterday here for the men's game. I broke it out again today for the women's game. It's good luck to me.
Yeah. So if you wanted to try a little something on, obviously LSU's fans have turned out here today, and they know how good feed.
Yeah.
And we are tied at 7.
Okay, so Kelly Ray Finley had a great timeout, obviously, to settle her kids down. And now hammering inside. LSU's not an overly large team. You got to make them pay at the rim.
Williams can't hit the jumper. You got to make sure it's one and done as well, which Florida does here. And here's McGill. One thing for McGill, too, is don't force it. She's turned the ball over quite a bit. 78 turnovers coming into the game here today. Week had a triple-double against Mizzou recently. 13 to shoot for the Tigers. Mentioned a win against Vandy last time out on Monday. Morrow, Johnson, and Williams combined for 68 of the 83 LSU points. You know where the scoring's coming from for the Tigers.
Yep, multiple kids. And you just rattled off 3 of them. That can literally, they can all go get 25 a night. Bam! Wow.
Three-pointer. This has become kind of standard operating procedure for Kim Mulkey. She's coaching against another expected mother. It was Kim Caldwell, Tennessee, last week, and Kelly Ray is due with her first child in April, so Kim made sure that she tapped into the budget for the baby shower gifts, although that budget's getting a little smaller
and
now.
You know it's going to be a great gift, right, coming from Kim Mulkey?
I would hope so.
Yeah, you might have a splash of purple and gold mixed in with it, but I'm a big, big fan of Kim Mulkey.
Does a great job of taking charges, and she does so here against the freshman.
No, she kind of baited McGill into that one, but Poa got right up into her and backed off, and maybe had a little bit to say about it right here, just kind of talking her into it. Bam, I got you, legal guarding position. Really well done, and to your point, leads this team now with 11 charges on the year, does Poa.
That's 2 personals on McGill.
That's a tough one. This team looks completely different when she's not on the floor. Talking about the young point guard. Nice high-low action, and that ball is caught inside the restricted arc. And Shea Kyle at that point at 6'6", it is lights out.
So Kyle trying to finish the three-point play. 70% free throw shooter.
Number 6 in active players in NCAA basketball right now in double-doubles is Shea Kyle.
How about Kim Mulkey? She has gone
bucket getter, right? An absolute bucket getter. Mid-range star, long strides, is a fast driver. Wants to guard the other's best. Just a complete game by Flage.
25 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists in the Vandy win. She's gone for 20 or more in 14 of her last 22 games. Del Rosario with the rebound. Here's Gilbert.
Just erased it. Del Rosario did.
Gilbert, strong take, count it, and the foul.
Yeah, scoring off your defense. That's been a staple of Kim Mulkey over the bucket getter, right? An absolute bucket getter. A mid-range star, long strides, is a fast driver. Wants to guard the other's best. Just a complete game by Flage.
25 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists in the Vandy win. She's gone for 20 or more in 14 of her last 22 games. Del Rosario with the rebound. Here's Gilbert.
Just erased it. Del Rosario did.
Gilbert, strong take, count it, and the foul.
Yeah, scoring off your defense. That's been a staple of Kim Mulkey over the job that Kelly Rae Finley has done. The back-to-back recruiting classes she's brought in the McDonald's All-American. The talent is there. They're just young, and they're in a brutally tough SEC. But again, they are dangerous enough to knock off a top-5 team on the home floor.
Morrow rips down the rebound. That's her third board.
Do not get outside that three-point line if you're Florida. Shrink the court and make them see multiple on this roster.
Now I got to ask. Shaq, LSU alum. No divided loyalties here today with your kids on the floor, right?
No,
just making sure.
Not at all. I'm so impressed with Morrow. I'm sure Shaq is as well. My first time to see this young lady in live action, but just the pursuit of every basketball, the quickness, the hand strength.
There is Smith. That's what she does so well, a shot blocker. Yeah, she had 4 blocks against Vandy last time out.
Yeah, fantastic rim protector. Just kind of the glue, I think, at times when she's on the floor. Talk about 5 in purple. Just makes winning plays, makes others better.
It's her 27th block of the season. That's top 10 in the SEC. Another turnover for Florida. So this has been hitters from the floor.
And there now Florida taking it out of bounds under with only 6 seconds on the shot clock. This needs to be a pretty quick hitter. I don't know if they realize it.
McGill trying to make something happen, and that's a mistake.
Bad foul, bad foul. You've got to know defensively about the shot clock. You're forcing a tough 2. Why bail them out?
Dave Wilson gets called for that foul with 1 on the shot clock, and McGill in that game, but they're not at this game
This is not the 3 today?
No, this is not the 3 today. Florida needed that. They get the bucket to make it a 4-point game. That's going to be a foul called on Gassett.
Eric, I'm glad you brought that technical up.
She is 25 for 25 in 20-win seasons. She's
amazing.
Never had less than 20 wins in a season in her coaching career.
And it's a player. She won 30-plus games. All
pleasure with the last foul with the shot clock winding down was with their player. I think it's changed a little bit to the official this time around.
She told
That's
me
just a guess, though.
Yeah, she a new 20 to work with. That's wide open.
McGill got a piece of it, but Wolfenbarger touched it last.
I look at Jersey Wolfenbarger right there now, 6'6". When she was in the 6th grade, she came to my basketball.
9-5 coming this quarter. LSU has not turned it over here in the second quarter.
Nope.
That's a big reason why they've erased a 6-point deficit and they're up by 4.
And Kelly, only time can solve that problem. Or you're going to sit in that zone. Still got to stay between the ball and the basket.
Williams off the dribble. The feed broken up by McGill. Good defense by Florida. And here's freshman will slow things down inside of a minute to play here in the quarter. Look at Morrow out on the freshman trying to get the steal. McGill to the basket.
Man, it was a one-man possession that time. Bounced that thing probably 10 or 12 times. Was impressed with Morrow to initially stop the ball as the nation's leading rebounder taking on a point guard, but McGill finally just fought for her spot.
McGill with 13 points to lead all scorers, has 3 assists first half. Morrow spinning for 2. 9 points for Morrow to go with 5 rebounds. Kyle. Split second too late to find Warren on the inside.
Yeah, the ones you have to make, though, in this league.
And Dave Wilson on the other end for 2.
It's of glass instead of rebounding the ball.
Reynolds on the drive. Smith came in looking for the block, and it was last touched by Kyle. Smith had 3 block shots in the first half.
Well, when Kim Mulkey's team is getting out rebounded at half, I can guarantee you the message was sent at halftime, and team in purple is starting to climb on the glass, and that is their strength. I know they're an undersized team, But yes, man, that's how we play the game. If you're an LSU Tiger, get on that glass and make them pay. Full speed form. But she and McGill, they just have a different level of work ethic. That's not common in the college game. Just constantly in the gym, constantly working on their craft, waking up with a plan every day, serious about the game of basketball.
After the first free throw, Natasha Kami, the official, just wanted to make sure Layla was okay.
Yeah, and she saw the rim okay? Yeah.
Layla said, I'm good.
With a reach in, you're not going to steal the ball away from kids at this level with a good handle.
Miara O'Neal into the game. Remember, she picked up 3 fouls in the first half. Smith gets away from O'Neal. Tipped up and in. That's Miracle Shepard who puts it in for LSU, her first points.
Yeah, just 5'10" to get on that offensive glass.
Layla Reynolds, another aggressive.
You look up and it's just like that, an 11-point lead.
Finish, but she was fouled. And a trip to the free throw line coming for LSU when
they came in making 3 a game. They have not settled for threes in this game, although Florida doing a good job of shrinking the court defensively, making it tough to get inside that paint. LSU's not taking the bait, and that shows great discipline and understanding of the game plan on the road.
Shepard out of the media timeout, makes a couple of free throws. For McGill, 3 minutes to go in the quarter. McGill is fouled by Day Wilson.
McGill continues to come off that ball screen to that elbow jump shot. And going back to that hustle play by Morrow, just continues to fight, find an opportunity. Bam, right there. Ball bounces to you with alertness and takes it up strong. The complete package. Again, she was a point guard in high school there in the Chicago
back days.
Proof today, right now. You're right.
There's Williams exploding to the basket, and she'll go to the free throw line.
Williams just dog determined to drive that ball, even against pretty good coverage. And this LSU team, they understand where their strength is. They are an inside-out playing team.
Sorry, Jimmy.
Well, they don't just throw it inside to a big post player, but
she and Morrow. Is Kindred saying she was flopping?
Oh, that's a push. It's just a matter of time till Florida's going to get called. It's physical. They've been boxing off.
So Williams will go to the free throw line and take 2. And oh my goodness, she had made 22 in a row. I did not say
no,
before,
not your fault. No.
Just so to be clear. Reynolds can't get it, and a rebound pulled down by Johnson, and Johnson lost the handle, and that will do it.
Rebounds, couple of assists. In multiple bucket getters on this LSU lineup.
She can do it. Went for 42 against Kent State, highest scoring game for a Tiger in 28 years, and there's been some Tigers. And LSU's on top.
And grew up a guard and still has guard skills at time, but Notre Dame, UCLA, USC, Texas, and LSU. That's your top 7 in terms of who seems to be favored to cut down the nets. If you look at the power rankings that are out there right now, the top 16 teams in the country, 6 of them are out of this league. Walk.
It's another turnover for Florida. They're piling up now. That's 9. We'll head back to the free throw line.
Good play. You go 1-4 high and lift all the defense and get it to the hands of a strong physical downhill driver, Michaela Williams. Very strong athlete. Has that one bounce pull-up game, but she's one of those bucket getters that Kim Mulkey can play call for down the stretch of a game.
Another free throw to come. Friday Night Heights will be here at the O-Dome this week. Number 7 Florida hosting 5th
year LSU. Now they're not the favorite. They're not even the favorite in the SEC, but you get to March and the confidence that she coaches with and the competitive kids that she has, it's there for them.
You went through those odds though.
Yeah.
I don't see any team there where it's like that team is a cut above, far and away, a finished product above other teams.
That's where the women's game, Eric, has made the most growth over the last several years. You look at the top 25 right now.
Approaching 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
Eric, I mentioned how the depth in the women's game has gotten greater. It has certainly within the top 25. I just don't think the women's game is still yet ready for tournament expansion and going to another 4, 6, 8 teams. When you look at the teams right now that are the first 2 or 3 out, the resume's just not there. It's just not there right now in the women's game. I don't think to look at expansion. It's probably going to come at some point. I think we're in a great shape right
now. The 92nd of her career. Tipped out of bounds by Morrow. It will be Florida basketball. So 92 career double-doubles, which is a lot until you look at the all-time record holder, and that's Courtney Paris. Morrow comes out after a 20-10 game, and the LSU fans that have showed up here.
Her sitting at an early breakfast for about an hour and a half, just talking ball. Like, she would ask me my thoughts on things. I'm like, you're a Hall of Famer. You're asking me what I see from my perspective as a young analyst. But she was so giving and caring for time for everybody. Always had time to stop and take a picture, sign an autograph. But I treasure those moments, those hours that she and I sat alone, preparing for games, talking ball, talking college.
Attendance we see at those road games for South Carolina, UConn for years and years and years. And now for what LSU has done for women's basketball, it's just a continuation of what Pat Summitt started for women's basketball.
Well, Kim Mulkey still has a big vision for not only for her program, but for the women's game. We're talking to her about coaches' salaries and who's deserving of more and maybe who's not deserving as much. But she sees the details.
It's another big number, similar to what happened against Ole Miss. Here's Kyle turning inside in the final minute, and she'll go to the free throw line to try to finish off a three-point play. Getting a lot of love from her bench. Happy that she's still playing hard here in the final minute.
And we mentioned a torn ACL last year when she was averaging a double-double. It's amazing, right? What she's able to do just
now at LSU, but just remarkable consistency for the Hall of Famer.
Yeah, she's got a great staff. She leans a lot on Bob Starkey, who's been around the women's game a long time, high-level assistant coach. And they have their flaws. LSU does, Eric, like everybody else in the women's game, but they got a lot more strengths and flaws. And the